Roe versus Wade, a landmark case. In January of 1973, U.S. Supreme Court established the constitutional right to abortion for women. In other words, the Supreme Court granted women a legal right to abortion if they chose to do so. On June 24th, 2020, almost 50 years later, the decision was overturned by the Supreme Court, leaving many women and their supporters angry as well as in despair regarding access to proper medical care if one chooses to seek abortion. Should Muslims voice their opinions, concerns, or extend empathy to those involved and affected by Roe versus Wade? According to a U.S. poll, 1 out of every 4 women will have had an abortion by age 45. Let's take a look at the science of conception and the right to abortion from a different perspective. Last week, I had a chance to go on an open truck safari in South Africa. We had clear instructions from the crew to be seated at all times. Do not call on animals, do not stick our hands out, and certainly not to feed the animals. We were also told that during the mating season, the animals are very aggressive and can easily get charged. All these instructions were given to us to make the experience of encountering wildlife safe. They also wanted to avoid running into a life and death situation for both parties involved, that is, the human beings and the wild animals. What can we infer from the above experience? First and foremost, educating both men and women of childbearing age that conception or pregnancy does not occur from a casual social encounter. In fact, it involves a very, very close contact between a man and a woman. That means both parties have to understand the simple science of such a close encounter. Both men and women do not carry their eggs or sperms on their hands. However, once they're combined together, whether in vitro, that is in a test tube, or in vivo, that is through an intimate social contact, another life is created. We can educate both parties involved before they run into a life and death situation for what comes as a result of their intended encounter. Even though both parties may have the right chemistry and may experience the pleasure resulting from such encounters, women will always be on the receiving end of such encounters. Ultimately, they will have to make the decision to terminate a life or life-containing material or bear it to birth, with or without the legal recognition of such responsibility. Second, we need to support the women on all fronts, understanding the circumstances that lead one to engage in such encounter without understanding the outcome. Is it a behavioral issue due to peer pressure? Is it a socioeconomic issue? Is this related to human trafficking within our communities? Is there a psycho-emotional issue? Third, while there are medical reasons for one to seek abortion, likewise, having abortion can also result in health-related issues in short and long terms, just like any other medical treatment or procedure. What safety measures can empower women to take charge of their lives in a healthy way, not only in the short term, but in the long term, should be the goal of our social scientists, healthcare providers, and the lawmakers. As Muslims, we do need to engage in such conversations within our families, communities, with our clergy, and policymakers to ensure a safe environment for our current and future generations, either living in the West or back home. Sooner or later, we will be confronted with such issues if we are not proactive in addressing them. Thank you for listening and watching.